The two have playing pitch and catch since elementary school, and last year it helped Barrett top 1,200 receiving to go with 20 touchdowns for the Wildcats. The connection began in third grade. Jonny Barrett emerged as a raw talent, coerced by classmate Cale Millen to play football. It continued when the long and lanky Barrett, in his first year of tackle football as a fifth grader, hauled in a miraculous touchdown pass from Millen. The first touchdown I threw to him ended up bouncing off the back of his heel as he was running downfield, and it went over his head and he tracked it into his hands, said Wildcats quarterback Millen, the Oregon-bound son of former Husky and NFL signal caller Hugh Millen. That was a pretty good start. The play turned into like a 70-yard touchdown. He just has that knack. We've built some pretty good trust over the years. The reliable Barrett is still turning heads as he develops into an NCAA Division I receiver. He's a leader on a team with its eyes squarely fixated on the top of KenCo 4A this fall. Jonny knows how to find the hole in the defense, Millen said of his top target, who has offers from Georgetown and Montana State. He's probably the best route runner I've ever thrown to. And he had countless times last year where he got some huge yards and even touchdowns off playground football. Opponents in KenCo 4A must shift the focus of their double teams to Barrett since Josiah Irish graduated and is turning heads at Oregon State. Barrett, who is 6'3", 185 pounds, was the beneficiary of last season's focus on Irish, hauling in 78 passes for 1,205 yards and 20 TDs. Candidates at wide receiver to make an impact in 2018 include senior Andrew Mustafi and junior Colby Botton, who was a running back last season. The bond between Barrett and Millen is clear, cemented by nearly 10 years of pitch and catch practice in junior football. We just look at each other, and it's like, you seeing what I'm seeing, Barrett said. It's like telepathy. Barrett went from modest numbers and just 1 TD as a sophomore to his breakout junior season. Still, he keeps working. This season is a lot different, because we know we are one of the best teams, Barrett said. We are just striving for that championship. The opportunity is there for Mount C to displace perennial KenCo 4A powers Woodinville, defending league champion state runner-up, Bothell, and Skyline as top dog. The Wildcats' high-power defense, 35.4 points per game in 2017, are sure to give teams fits, but they must become stingier on defense to get the job done. It seems like everything is coming together, said Mount C linebacker Cody Frederick, one of the senior leaders on defense and also an offensive lineman for the first time. We needed to make a stop in our last game, and we didn't. That left a terrible taste all year. The Wildcats ended last season with a hard-to-swallow 44-40 loss to Monroe in a winner-to-state playoff game. The offense fumbled late and the defense allowed a 77-yard drive that erased the Cats' 40-37 lead with 17 seconds remaining. We definitely left opportunities out there, Millen said of a 7-3 last season. We'll be better. I think this is really our year. This is our final shot to go to the Tacoma Dome. In the Monroe loss, Barrett hauled in his 4th TD catch of the game with 7:13 left. He finished the game with 12 catches for 201 yards. With guys like Cale and Jonny, they bring confidence and more to competition in practice, Frederick said. These guys are part of probably the best defense in the league, and arguably maybe in the state. Note with the addition of Redmond to KenCo 4A, the league was broken into 2 divisions. Mount C is in the Crest Division with Skyline, Eastlake, Newport and Issaquah. The Crown Division has Woodinville, Bothell, Inglemoor, North Creek and Redmond. KenCo 4A 5 teams to watch. Skyline, with just 5 starters back on offense and 3 on defense. Coach Matt Taylor faces a mild rebuilding job. The combination of senior quarterback Joe Green and senior receiver Chris Johnson will be one of the best in KenCo 4A. Woodinville, the Class 4A state runners-up, lost a fair amount of talent, but plugging players in is where Coach Wayne Maxwell excels. We have a good group of players, Maxwell said. They just haven't played a whole lot of meaningful snaps yet on Friday nights. Again, the Falcons will be strong on defense. Mount C. Offense is a given with all the weapons the Wildcats have, and any step forward on defense could give this program its first crown since moving up to Kinko 4A in 2014. Eastlake. The Wolves just missed out on a playoff berth after losing a tiebreaker for fourth place with Skyline last season. With 5 starters back on each side of the ball and a strong senior class, Eastlake could make a bid for one of the top spots. Inglemore. In Coach Steve Hannon's second season, the Vikings could make vast improvement after going 1-9 last year. Sophomore quarterback Colby Solomon has a deep receiving core to work with. 5 players to watch. Cale Millen, Mount C senior, QB. The University of Oregon commit piled up 2,743 yards passing and 35 TDs passing to go with 5 interceptions in 2017 and is rated the No. 2 QB in the state for the class of 2019 by 247sports.com. Miles Mustard, Woodinville senior, RB, one of the top playmakers on the Falcons' 13-1 state runner-up squad. Mustard will team with Danny Metzger as arguably the best linebacker tandem around in 2018. He had 49 tackles, 5.5 sacks, 5 interceptions last year. Joe Green, Skyline senior, QB. The Harvard commit's stock keeps climbing, guiding the Spartans to the state quarterfinals after a fourth-place tie in the Kinko 4A regular season. Green threw for more than 2,600 yards and 25 TDs with 6 interceptions as a junior. Quentin Moore, Inglemore senior, Washington's top-rated tight end in the class of 2019 hopes to elevate a sagging program, which went 1-9 last season. Moore caught 17 passes for 272 yards and 2 TDs as a junior. Christian Galvan, Bothell Jr., RB, CB. The Cougars got more than 700 yards rushing and 10 TDs from Galvan as a sophomore. He also provides a spark in the return game and ranked at the top of Kinko 4A for all-purpose yards at 140 yards per game in 2017.